This is Frieren. She's an elf who has lived for more than 1,000 years. She has light element, and her anime is ranked first on my anime list. You should watch it. But is she good in Colosseum, Arena, Guild Raid, etc.? Well, let's find out. Colosseum. Frieren's chain skill can increase your light teammate's attack. Her exclusive weapon ability can decrease your opponent's def, and her weapon skill can stun your opponent in one use. But the Regen is so slow, you need to wait about 10 seconds to use it. By looking at her kit, she potentially can be used in Colosseum. However, we need to test her to know the real answer. This is the team I use. I think this is the best team for Frieren. Okay, let's test it to attack Dark Team. First weapon skill is launched, and the chain skill too. I can feel our light teammates' damages increasing. Nice. Now let's test her to beat full damage Beth team. I messed up my position here. I should have not put Gabriel in front of Frieren. I forgot Frieren doesn't have a very long range attack like MK99. But I think I could beat him if I didn't mess up the position. Now let's test it to beat Earth Team. His Craig is using Earth Necklace, making my DPS heroes deal less damage than his. Cause def reduction ability from Frieren doesn't apply. And when I use this team as my defense formation, this is the result. As you can see, it can't really defend pretty well against Yunha, and I think I win in some matches because my opponent has a bad team combination. Frieren's score in Colosseum. She needs other light heroes to work better. She's not good for defense team. She most likely can't defeat any team except for dark element ones. However, you can use FP instead to beat the dark team. So my score for Frieren in Colosseum is not that good. Okay, let's test her in Arena. Because your opponent is always moving in Arena, you need at least a weapon skill to stun them. There are two team combinations in Arena you can use: damage focus team and weapon skill focus team. Frieren in both teams has the same gameplay principles. 1. Avoid clashing with your opponent's weapon skill, because Frieren is squishy, so you need to bait your opponent weapon skill first. Good thing her attack is like land, so you can dodge weapon skill easily. 2. Always utilize the wall to block melee opponent attack. 3. Make sure def reduction applies to your opponent before you launch chain skill. It will increase your damage greatly. But if you can't apply it, you can launch the chain skill immediately. 4. Always get close to your opponent when launching weapon skill, otherwise you won't hit them. Pros and cons. Pros. 1. She most likely win if you successfully bait your opponent weapon skill, but you need to make sure you launch yours perfectly. 2. She can dodge opponent's weapon skill easily. 3. You can run from opponent's attacks by using her speed boost ability. Cons. 1. If your opponent doesn't take the bait, you're done.
Come on, use your weapon skill.
No, I don't want to.
Why not? It'll feel amazing, trust me.
No, I said I don't want to.
Alright, screw this.
I'm blazing hot!
2. You need to get close to the opponent when launching weapon skill, and that makes her pretty hard to use in Arena. So my score for Frieren in Arena is decent. Alright, now let's test her in Raid. Frieren deals big damage, weeder as a leader or as an ally, but I recommend you to use her as a leader, because the AI is dumb. She can be used in other element team because her party buff is range damage. However, it's better to use her in light team due to her chain skill effect. She can also increase the other teammates' damage since she has def reduction ability and the chain skill effect I mentioned. Frieren team has bigger total damage than the previous one, but it's actually not an accurate result cause my Shunryo's X weapon wasn't engraved. So, is Frieren better than Shunryo? Well, Frieren has better DPS than him, but I think Kunryo is a better buffer than Frieren. Therefore, I suggest you to use Frieren for Light Raid and Kunryo for Water Raid. Kunryo's chain skill effect is needed to boost Andras damage. With that being said, my score for Frieren in Raid is not good. Just kidding, she is good. Okay, it's time to review her in other contents. In Adventure, she is usable. You can use this team to beat the stages. In Boss Rush, you can use her in any range team. She has def reduction ability, which is important in this content. In Expedition, you can use her as an ally. I still prefer Miss Chrome as the leader to beat regular stages, and Elvira Ascent as the leader to beat boss stages. So, is Frieren worth pulling? Yes, if 1. You're a fan of the anime. 2. You like her gameplay in Arena, and you are confident with your gaming skill. 3. You want to increase your light raid damage. 4. You really like her, and you want to use her no matter what. And that's it for my Frieren review. See you in the next video.